Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to learn about the next part, which is the seventh part of Toba Tek Singh. In the previous lecture, we learned what is the plot of the Toba Tek Singh, what is the experience of Toba Tek Singh or Bishan Singh at the time of the partition, and how he sent to the asylum, and after that when his friend came to meet him in the asylum and told him about his family and what is the conditions outside the particular asylum, and Bishan Singh's particular sentences, we can understand how it is a satire on the political decisions and other characters in particular short story. Also, we can understand how it is the satire is on the social situation and how the partition is affects a lot of people from Hindustan and Pakistan. So here we can understand Toba Tek Singh is one of the best example of the partition literature, and it gives the real life experiences of partition. So in this part, we are going to see the next part of the Toba Tek Singh, that is how the Faizuldin gives the information about his home to Toba Tek Singh, and what is the conversation between Faizuldin and who is a best friend of Toba Tek Singh or Bishan Singh, and came to meet him in asylum. The manner in which Faizuldin refers to Bishan Singh's brothers and wife, calling them Bridens Bhai in the original and sister Behen in the original, respectively, points to a crucial fact of shared community life and kinship amongst people of various communities. This fact was overlooked conveniently by a handful of political decision makers. Faizuldin feels closeness towards his Hindu friends. So here we can understand how the two communities shared their lifelong experiences, how they live together throughout their life, but because of the partition, they have to go to another country or leave each other. This voice from the outside world, that is the Faizuldin, is the representative of the outside world of the asylum, which had introduced into the world of the madhouse only reinforces the same closeness we had witnessed earlier in an apparently ridiculous but actually poignant scenes when a Muslim madman had embraced his Hindu friend and had cried because of the knowledge that they will be separated from him soon. So, here we can understand how the Muslim person in the asylum also presents his views that how they are close to each other, the to the that is to the Bishan Singh, and when he understand they are going to leave each other, he is also uh, become cried that his Hindu friend is going to another place. The same peaceful coexistence is shared in the world of the mad and the world of the sane as well. Faizuldin too, however, is thrown into confusion when Bishan Singh asks him the same question, where is Toba Tek Singh? Here we can understand how in the asylum also the situation in the same as the which is in the outside of world, how the people become very confused due to the partition, and the same question, where is Toba Tek Singh, asked by Bishan Singh. This time Manto points out the similarity of confusion shared by the mad as well as the sane, for Fazaldin too is unable to answer his friend. At first he says with some surprise that Toba Tek Singh's right now where it always was. See how Fazaldin try to convince Toba Tek Singh that say by saying Toba Tek Singh is right where it always was, but when asked whether it was in Pakistan or Hindustan, he can only stammer in Hindustan, No, no, I mean in Pakistan. So here the confused state in the outside world is described by Manto if as if out of his wits. Singh, now for it is in Pakistan, then he will lose his home forever to be thrown into the oblivion of uncertain. What we see emerging from this short exchange is different perceptions about the same place for Faizuldin. Toba Tek Singh is right where it always was because being a Muslim, he will not be thrown out of his home. He will continue to live in Toba Tek Singh where he always has. So here Faizuldin is going to live in Pakistan and Toba Tek Singh is situated in Pakistan after partition. So he can't understand how he can explain where it is located after partition, Hindustan or in Pakistan. Here we can understand how the particular place and particular person from that place suffered due to the partition, become insane and sent to the asylum and his situation throughout the short story. Thus, the question whether it is in Pakistan or Hindustan has probably not occurred to him. The situation, however, changes drastically for the person who will be driven out of his home on the basis of his different faith, different religion. Therefore, it is crucial for Bishan Singh to know which side of the dividing line is Toba Tek in Toba Tek Singh and in unfamiliar surrounding. So Pakistan or Hindustan not occurred to him to Faizuldin, but Toba Tek Singh is in very confusion how or Bishan Singh is in very confusion how where he is going to shifted. Faizuldin is unable to answer his friend and calls upon him the latter's wrath, who leaves muttering, "Upper the rumble, umble the annex of the thoughtless of the green lentils of Pakistan and Hindustan, and shame on the lot of you." Bishan Singh's apparent gibberish seems to be getting increasingly politically conscious. So, what he said, shame on the lot of you. So, here we can understand how it is the satires on the society and the political decisions. Not only have the two difficult boundaries of Hindustan and Pakistan intersected into his perception, but he is holding both equally responsible for the fate of people like him. Thus, his angry muttering about shame on the lot of you are almost akin to an authorial intervention where Manto seems to be speaking through the mad character that is much wiser than the sane. So, here Manto tries to represent Bishan Singh as not the mad character but very wise and sane character from the madhouse or from the society. So here we can understand how Toba Tek Singh is presents the partition literature and the situations at the time of the partition and its effects on the society. The two neighbors immediately departed from each other due to the partition. One went to Pakistan and another to Hindustan. So here we can understand Toba Tek Singh is one of the best example of the partition literature. Read the particular story from your textbook and try to understand it and see the one of the short video on YouTube are related to Toba Tek Singh. So here we end for this particular short story Toba Tek Singh. In next lecture we will learn about the next short story, the final solution.